So the question I see is, will we be able to view Regatta site ourselves before we actually start using it for Regatta? So you get familiar with it? I think that's the Steve.
They will be introducing it at the AGM at the end of January, and giving people a chance to log in and explore the site at that time. Will RegattaCentral pay directly the seat fee to RCA? Not in phase one, and I would defer anything further on that to Donna and Marla. So, good question about the 3X. So the system is completely dynamic in the number of seats per vote, including Coxon. So if you have a dragon vote, then with 21 seats, including the drummer, then it will be the seat fee times 21. So is there a manual? No, we do not have anything right now, but we will have a training video that will be put online for everybody to use.
I think what Liz is asking is, you race, if you have 3 different races, or 3 different seat fees for each race.
Yeah, thank you, Claire. So the seat fee is the unit of cost here, or the unit of sale, if you will, is, like most regattas, it is the vote, that entry. And the seat fee, likewise, is part of that unit of sale. So the seat fee is applicable per seat, per entry. And for anything more on that, I would defer again to Marla and Donna, because this is a Rowing Canada business rule. We have one more. We have Rowers Dragon. All right. I'll need to discuss with Donna and Marla on that one. So Donna and Marla, if you can make a note of guest 13's question. And that finishes up our presentation, and Sid, we'd be happy to switch over now to verbal audio mode if you want to allow people to ask questions through audio.
Okay, I'm going to do that. People that wish to ask a question can just hit *6.
All right, don't be shy.
Or feedback.
Yeah, you got five folks here eager to hear any questions, comments, observations, anything.
Hi, it's Simon out at Falls Creek in Vancouver. I'm just wondering, this all comes into effect on April 1st, right? So if a regatta is in March, it's not. No, wait, sorry. That's for CC, but when is this actually going live?
We're targeting February for going live.
So I guess the head of the fort and the head of the creek are the pilots for this.
Simon, this is Marla speaking. One of the issues is when it goes live, it's going to have the seat fees. So I'm not sure that you're going to want to, because your regattas are in March, are they?
Yes, they are. So.
Yeah. So I think really you don't want to be adding the seat fees unless you really want to, but because they're not really starting until April 1st.
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating. So if we can use the old platform until then, that'd be great.
Yeah, so that's the RCA base fee and the seat fees will be applied, like Marla said, as of April 1st.
So guest 13, at this point, we do not have any plans in place to make it available prior to January for the AGM. We demonstrated, well, there's an enormous amount that's functional, but we want to make sure this has quality and feature parity that we want to go to production with. And so we still have, we're working quite hard right now and continue to be doing that through the rest of this year in January. And Andrea, thank you for that comment. That's greatly appreciated. And your point about customizing, a big driver for that is making it self-provisioning. So, we're giving you the power to make the changes as you see fit. It also makes us more efficient. Being able to reduce the number of, it doesn't mean that Tracy and Claire don't want to talk with you, but we want to help you grow your regatta and not have to get in the middle whenever you just need to add a custom field or do something else where you've had to go through us in the past. Francie, or question about training video, how to join up with Regatta Central. Excellent question. Yeah, we'll certainly put something in the video. It's quite simple. You just need to call or email us, and Tracy can have your regatta listed in about 5 minutes.
I just wanted to add something to that about getting the regattas onto RegattaCentral. It's going to go through the sanctioning process, which will be an online sanctioning process through the web registration system, and that will automatically send the information to RegattaCentral to get your regatta set up with RegattaCentral.
Thank you, Marla. I had forgotten about that. Thank you. So disregard. So when Tracy gets that information, just go ahead and provision it and contact you for anything else.
Right.
And I think Andrea's question, I'm guessing, is for Marla, not us.
Yes, it will be. I'm already, sorry, this is Marla again about online sanctioning. It is already being tested, so we have a notification process set up, and I'm working away with Peloton to get it ready. So it's essentially there. We have the forms done. They've translated into French and are ready to go, but we just want to make sure it's testing properly, so yes, it will be ready in time.
Just to add to Marla's comment, there's also going to be a training for the provincial sanction officers on, so we can set up some consistency across the country on sanctioning, and so they know how to access and review the forms. So that's anticipated early in January.
And Leslie, your question here about coaches, parents, RCA regarding access. So perhaps different than what some folks are used to. Regatta Central doesn't have any particular workflow for a coach or an athlete doing an entry. So any coach can go on to Regatta Central and create an account, select their club or organization, and begin to do entries. That does not change. And the same goes for the provincial and RCA staff. They just need to go create their Regatta Central account. Now, in those cases, they will need to work through RCA's office and Regatta Central staff to grant their account that special access to view those CT reports. And
Andrea's message, let's just make sure I've got this right. Steve, you can jump in here. In phase one, the rosters will be just populated by people who are already in the system or get added to the system. In a subsequent phase, the data from WRS will be pushed forward to Regatta Central, so they will always work from current rosters of registered members. So it will eliminate those long lists that people will see. Steve, did you want to clarify any of that?
I think you covered it. I mean, effectively in phase one, it's going to operate the way it does in Regatta Central today. A coach or an athlete can go and add themselves automatically right on the entry form if they're not already linked in that roster. And that way, a rower who's a scholar, part of a club, and maybe just signed up with RevReg, we don't have this integration yet, and it's the night of a deadline, they can get themselves registered. Likewise, if it's a CrossFit person and they're going to compete in indoor, they can just go put their name into the system and get their registration done. We want to remove friction from that registration process and get your registration and payment in the system. All right, so question here about support. So as part of this agreement with Rowing Canada, we will be kind of doing a train the trainer. So we will provide training support to the provinces and Rowing Canada, and then support will go to them. We will continue to provide end-user support to coaches or athletes for registration. But to make this efficient and cost not cost prohibitive on our end, the support is going to be handled jointly through Rowing Canada. mass upload of rosters. Yes, we do support that. You just need to contact us, and Claire can help you with that process. Regarding the seat fee, so excellent question, Daniel. Yes, we will collect the seat fee, and we send those funds to you, and you are responsible for sending them to Rowing Canada in phase 1. In phase 2, that completely changes, and that disbursement process will be handled automatically. Wow, we have 3 minutes to go. Any other questions?
Steve, it's Donna here. I'm just gonna jump in and sort of, for people who have questions after the session is over, you can send those questions to the RCA. What's the link, Sid?
RCA at rowingcanada.org.
And we will respond and provide you with the answers. Marla and I are here to help people out as much as we can, and Sid as well, and Lauren in our finance office. We're still working closely with Steve, and the more detailed session that will allow you to go in and work at trying to set up your own event and figuring out how it all works. Those sessions will happen in January and February. So this was just an overview, so you could get a chance to see what it's going to look like and some of the functionality. And in the new year, there'll be more hands-on training.
Yeah, we do have another call scheduled, right, Donna? We don't have a date yet. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, it's going to happen. So the hands-on will be in Toronto at the conference. And then after that session at the end of January, there will be an online training for those who obviously some people are going to be in Toronto at that session. So, and there'll also be support from our end to help various groups out. So,
yeah,
we're going to try and make this as easy for people as possible.
Barbara, good question here. What you're effectively asking is the system going to have parity with a lot of these features with the current system? And the answer is yes. In fact, Jeff is one of our other developers, longtime coach, rower, club admin, referee, and our full-time developer with RegattaCentral. He's working on a lot of those reports right now. For example, he's just been working on the report that does the interface with Regatta Master, and I know he's been working as well with Regatta Data for the API for that importing data or exporting data into that system. So yes, the short answer is yes. Tracy and I and Jeff just got back from the U.S. Rowing Convention this past weekend. She came back with a nasty virus. I'm not sure she's able to join tonight, but I will pass along the greeting to Tracy. CIRC, yeah, the Canadian Indoor Rowing Champs, yeah.
Okay, I think it's time. We did promise those Far Easterners that we would end on time, and it's getting late there. So we're going to sign off. And like I said, please send any other questions through RCA to Marla and I. And thank you everyone for joining, and thanks RegattaCentral for your presentation.